I'm very excited. Thank you to our lovely Janice, because I've got a whole 2 hours with the lovely John Lockwood. Good afternoon, my darling.
Good afternoon. It seems ages. I want to go live and we can't.
But virtual.
Yeah, it seems so long since we worked together.
It's been an age. I've seen you in here in the studio, but we haven't had the chance. They're just kind of keeping us apart because we're too much trouble.
They are definitely. They know how bad we are when we're together.
I know, but we've got 2 hours, so who cares?
We have. We've got 2 hours of techniques, 2 hours of excuse me,
okay, darling.
Of answering questions. So if you have got questions, email them in studio@thecraftstore.com. I nearly got it wrong there.
I know.
And we'll try and answer them through the show, because I think one of the things is we come on and we do one-day specials and we do shows and everything's new and it's manic. Yeah. And what we don't get to do is to show you carefully how things work and how to do things. Yeah. And that's the idea of these Lockers Crafts 2 shows, is for me to spend 2 hours on a Sunday showing people, answering questions, showing people how things work. Yeah, and why perhaps they're useful. And why they're useful and why you need them, because one of the worst things for any designer or company is to think you've bought something from us and it's sat in a cupboard at home not being used. And you're just not sure where you're going with it. Yeah. And I'm terrible for that, so we asked if we could do these 2 hour shows, and this is the last one of the year. Oh my goodness, that's horrific, in October. Yes, I know. Well, we don't do, we've got things on in November and we don't do December. Yeah. But we are going to be back doing these next year, every last Sunday of the month. Wow, so there we go. So now is the time to get your questions in. John's with me till 4 o'clock. Any questions that you've got, whether they're related to these items or just like, you know what, John, I've got this. Yeah, I mean, he's not a social worker or anything like that, so we can't go down that route. But if it is craft related, you're here to help. If it's craft related, yeah, and certainly we're trying to focus on tools and cutting and stamping and things like that. Yeah. In this 2 hours, so hopefully I can answer sort of questions around that, because it's what I get more questions about than anything. Even though I'm known more of as a die cutter, I get asked more about stamping and getting things right in that than I ever do about die cutting. Oh wow, that's really interesting. Oh well, you're going to be talking about stamping platforms and all sorts, which I'll mention in a moment. I just want to mention some happy hour deals. I'm going to talk to John about this, because this basically is a phenomenal deal. This is Seth Apter, and they're like a little nail varnish pot, aren't they, in terms of the application? Is that right, John? They are. Basically, what you've got is, I've actually brought mine in. Yeah, have a rummage. Because they come in 2 different styles. OK. So they come with a dropper as well. Here we go, have a rummage. I've brought a box. So I'll take some of mine out. So I've got mine in the dropper style. OK. So it's the same formulation in here. What you've got is, these are a pigment ink. Right. So a pigment ink, as we know, means that it's opaque. Yeah? Yeah. So that blue colour, it's not see-through, that will be solid. Right. But the difference with these is, these are water-based. Gotcha. So it means that I can do all the water-based techniques. But if I put this onto this acrylic block and leave it, it will dry and be permanent on it. Right. So these work on paper and card and everything that you would normally do, but they also work on plastic, glass, concrete, wood. Ooh. If you want to paint stones with, you know, painting stones is so in at the moment. Isn't it just, yeah. Paint them with these. They're water-based, so they're safe. And again, you can put those out in the garden, they'll be absolutely fine, because it's a permanent. They're amazing. They really, really are. And we've got them as a happy hour deal. We have. £10 off. I'll do very quickly one of my favourite techniques with these. OK. Can I just borrow a couple of yours as well? Yes. Just to show the difference. Which other ones do you want? It'd be nice for you to do that, actually, John, because then everyone will see the application in terms of the brush. Yeah. So here we go. All I'm going to do is put some colours down. This makes the most amazing background. This is something we used to do years ago. To do this, we used to do something called coating crystal. Oh, OK. And that technique, I think, was Sheena Douglas's technique. I remember Sheena, and you used to put, like, polish on. Yeah. Then you'd put inks on. Then you had to put tissue paper on the back. Right. And then leave it 24 hours to dry. When you say polish, what kind of polish? She used like a floor polish. Oh. Or you could use a glue. Oh. And basically what would happen is, it would take... You had to have the tissue paper on the back to make it dry, because the ink will not dry without the polish and the glue. No ink will dry on acetate. So if you look, I'm doing this on acetate. OK, yeah? I'm intrigued by this. This is interesting. If you look, that should be pulling away. If I put a normal water-based ink on, it should be balling up and pulling away, shouldn't it? Yeah, it should, yeah. It isn't. Trying to recede almost, yeah. Yeah, because of the binder. So this is one of my favourites to do. So
you put the other part of the acetate on there.
Put the piece on, you squidge it.
Yeah.
And you basically make your own marble. Look.
Oh, wow.
So if I put that on a piece of white, you'll see then.
And you've got a twofer.
Yeah. So you've got the most amazing. I'll show you on the overhead. It might be a little bit easier.
Gorgeous.
There we go. So I've got 2 pieces, but they will dry permanently. Then I can die cut them or use them as backgrounds.
Fantastic.
So that will be fixed on the acetate.
So metal, wood.
Metal, wood.
Acetate.
Yeah, this was me painting with water on them, with onto fabric.
That's phenomenal. I mean, what don't they go on? Is that the easier way of posing the question?
There isn't anything I found that they don't go on. I mean, obviously, these are not machine washable.
Yeah.
But it goes straight onto fabric and makes beautiful art pieces like that. If you want something that's washable on fabric, you want the texture paste.
Which I'm going to show you in a moment. $9.99 for all 5 of those. I'll steal them back again there, just put them in the shot there. Thank you, John. Absolutely brilliant. You've got 50% off there. For these next 2 hours, 40% already gone. I mean, for that price point, it's worth a little play. It's worth a little play, isn't it? Just think to yourself, oh, well, I'll have a little play with that and go pay to stone. 497230. Another happy hour deal I'm going to mention, and John literally just have, so that's a nice segue, is the texture paste. Now, I was quite taken with this because I was thinking, oh, look at the colours of these texture pastes. And again, it goes on all sorts of surfaces.
It does. So these are your standard 3D texture paste, as we call it. Goes through stencils. You can paint with it.
Right.
It's got beautiful sort of creamy consistency. It's water-based, so if it dries, because that happens, almost by osmosis, certain products dry.
Yeah.
You literally put a few drops of water in it and shake it up, and it'll reactivate it.
Oh my gosh.
But it's also permanent on fabric and machine washable at 40 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
So if you do want something that's going to go on, it's crazy. These products shouldn't work.
Yeah.
But Zinc and Aladdin have got the exclusive rights to the binder.
Right.
It used to be across Europe, now it's across the whole world. That works that way, and somehow it grabs to fabric and holds the colour. So if you want to make T-shirts and things, or the kids make T-shirts, you can use this, and then you can machine wash it.
Wow.
But you use it on all your paper products and your plastic, because it does that. It works on plastic and acetate,
metal,
concrete, metal, wood, paper, card.
Gosh.
So finally, instead of having to buy 3 different types of paste, you've got just one.
That's phenomenal. And again, a happy hour deal. You get all 4 of those in those beautiful colours. That sort of rose pink, the turquoise, the bright yellow and the violet there. $9.99. You can see the sizable tubs. 018-835. They are both our happy hour deals. Absolutely fantastic. So please don't miss out on those or the lovely Zinc applications as well. Right, let's mention the lovely stamps and go down the counter. Because we've got lots of fantastic products on the show, and a few headlines are what I want to mention as well. And then if you've got any questions, we're inviting them in, or anything you want to see John work with or to explain, then please let us know. Now, these have been on before, a different configuration, and when they were on, they sold out, didn't they, John?
They did. These were last year in a different configuration, completely sold out. And our I love the Crafts 2 warehouse. I've just done a show with Mark and Penny and Jane from there, and we were all saying it is like Narnia. And I make this joke, and even Peter the MD now laughs along with it, because we completely sold out of these, and we found another box.
Yay!
Of each, so we brought them straight on as soon as we had. I love these. I love a stag. The idea of having that beautiful classic background with the winter in there and the stag's head, but then the beautiful, almost entangled leaping stag.
I know, isn't that fantastic?
I love that image.
There's so much going on in that collective stamp, isn't there, in terms of the elements that you can use within it, or as a whole, obviously, yeah.
There's so much detail.
Wow.
It's just amazing.
In fact, sorry, I didn't realise I had some lovely samples here. Ooh, what's going on with it?
That's actually where it's been kaleidoed on fabric.
Oh, look at the Kaleido. I love the Kaleido. I've got to do a Kaleido show with you. I've yet to do it.
We need to sort that one out.
Oh, we need to, because I hear about it, but I've not had the pleasure.
And that is with the Mica Magic over embossing powder.
That is.
But it's just a beautiful stamp.
Beautiful,
it really
John.
is.
Oh, right. There we go.
But unfortunately, because they are last year's,
Rummaging, sorry.
Because they were last year's, I did not have a chance to find the box of samples. I've got some beautiful samples of these.
Okay, we'll forgive you.
I can't find them. They're in Sally somewhere, right at the end.
They're in Narnia.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We've got them here, and it'll be on obviously first come first served basis because it was a box of each that they found. 11.99, 297,703. Again, they've been put together, so that's the new configuration. Please don't miss out. John was very honest and said, look, we found a box of each. That's why they're back, because they did sell out. But this is what happens, isn't it? You go rummaging and you find that brown box and you think, well, what is in that? There's no label on it. You're like, oh my, crikey, we could have sold those. But anyway, the good news is you've got them today. Right, some other stamps I want to mention as well. Again, seen before, but I say that, but my eyes haven't seen these, so they're new to my eyes. These were exceptionally popular as well, weren't they, John?
These were enormously popular. We did some penguins last year, then we brought them back in a smaller row and then the larger ones this year. They're absolutely...
They're such fun.
Beautiful. They're such nice images. They're large enough for you to be able to cut out. Because lots of people said, are you going to do dies for these? And I said, no. Because they can cut them with a pair of scissors and the dies would be so expensive.
Right, yeah.
You wouldn't get the value out of them, but they're so easy to cut out, they're easy to mask.
They've got the outline around it there,
yeah,
haven't they?
And it's one of those, you can stamp one of those in the middle of a square card, put Happy Christmas on it and send it. You don't need to colour it, you don't need to do anything on them, they're not overly detailed, but there's enough detail to make them fun, and it's a case of, if you have never stamped before, and you're thinking about getting into it, these are some of the easiest you can use because it's literally just apply ink and press. There's no detail to miss. There's no little fuzzy edges or anything like that. They will work so well, and I just think they're cute.
They're
the
gorgeous.
samples of them are beautiful.
And we've got some brilliant worker stamps I can see there with her, as well as the sentiments. You've got the lovely snowflake stamp there as well, and the balloon. Obviously, the sentiments, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Season's Greetings. Great value. We've got, how many stamps is that in altogether? Have we counted? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that one. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 stamps. And let me show you some of the beautiful samples. Oh, I love this. This is just colouring the scarves, just making them individual with colouring this. Isn't that gorgeous? I love them on top of each other.
There's no shading. There's nothing with the penguin. It's literally just a green pen, a red pen and a blue pen. Here a little bit more shading, but nothing spectacular.
Look how different again with the colouring.
Just that was me actually colouring them in grey. You know, I still look at that and think that's never my colouring. I can't believe I did that.
That's beautiful. Look how beautiful
that's not like me
with the
at all.
tonality.
But again, they're just a little bit of cream in the middle makes such a difference to them.
Love them.
Or on their own, scarves coloured.
These are just gorgeous. What's going on with that one in there? I'll have a look at that one. Look at this for a mantle pleaser. Hello. Oh no! Look. Well, I don't know why I'm going. Oh no! Look. Oh no!
Yeah,
look.
ties in with everything that you've already got. That's what I love. Go from simple to really complex.
These are so cute. Look at the tags. Oh, there's so many goodies back here. I'll try and show all of those, John. I'll mix them over. So yeah, please don't miss out. $15.99. And the nice thing about today's show as well is if you are new to stamping, if you're new to the products, and we've got something to help you with the stamping coming up next, then today's a great day to learn with our John and get started on your crafting journey. A quarter of stock of the Penguins has gone. Now, this has been on before, exceptionally popular, but we have got a big headline with regards to this as a package set, haven't we, John?
We have, yes. We've always battled with this. The press-to-impressors came back into stock about 6 weeks ago.
Right.
So I thought, well, we're covered for the next 6 months.
Yes.
No, it's nearly out.
Oh, my what?
The headline on it is the case.
Yeah.
You have the last of the cases that we have in this deal on the show today. And it's one of the reasons we've put it on is because I know a lot of people have said to me they want to treat themselves to this set for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I want to do fair warning because what happens is, and this is very selfish, when things like this sell out, then Sam and I get hundreds of messages on social media asking us where can they get it from. And it's very horrible for us to say, I'm sorry, it's sold out, we can't find any. So the problem is we've got the case, we've got the inserts, we've got the press to impress, but the case we are very, very light on, and it is unlikely that the case will be back until early to mid next year at the earliest.
And that's key. And we were discussing, actually, that there are other elements too. You've got, obviously, the fantastic stamping press with the magnets and an extra 4 magnets. And I'm going to get John to talk about these inserts here because I haven't got a Scooby-Doo what these are for. It'll all become clear, I'm sure, when John explains, and what the white insert's for. But we were saying how you just don't see people with stamping press cases. We were talking about there's a very nice, stylish one that's more of a cover, like a tablet cover.
You slide it in like a tablet cover.
But a proper working carry case for your platform, I haven't seen it.
It's not, and it's rare. And the thing is, I mean, this is mine. It's 2 years old now, at least.
Yeah.
I've got one corner, literally, where I've started to. It doesn't even matter.
No, just wear and tear, darling. Yeah.
But you can, you know, this holds mine constantly. But this is the thing: is in here, you've got pockets that are larger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look,
slide
the press goes in, right? Fine.
Yeah.
That's what it was designed for. But what else do you have with your stamp press? Well, you carry your stamp cleaning mat with
which I'm dying to find out about. It's on the show, but I know nothing about it.
That fits in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then we've got the inserts.
Yeah.
So they can go in this side. But what have we got in here? Oh, the artboard, which will be coming back into stock soon, hopefully.
The artboard.
It's a metal artboard for stenciling that fits in your press.
Oh.
My stencils, I mean, you can tell this is mine, another set of stencils, some more paper inserts, my paper, the rules that go with it, they all fit in. Okay. I didn't plan this, sorry.
It's okay, just because
I'm just getting enthusiastic, and I also really don't want anyone to miss out who wants it, because then I'll get thingy. But I can even...
All your lovely blocks we've got on the show as well. I love those because I've got the grid lines. We'll talk about those.
My favourite, because I do this all the time, there's my
stuffing
stamps.
a few stamps in there. Yeah.
But look, there's still room, but that closes.
Ample.
And zips.
So you're giving us ample depth there.
You've got more room than you possibly need for just a stamp case.
Projects would go.
And that's how mine sits.
Yeah.
And literally when I get here, I unpull it.
Yeah. It's a project case, really,
it is
as
a
opposed
project
to
case. I like that. That's a good way of looking at it.
Project case, not just for your stamping press.
No, and when they designed it, when Peter and Jane designed it, they designed it so that it would fit with everything that we knew we would develop from this. We wanted this to be your creation station. Yeah. Which is why we've done the metal insert. That's why we're working on new things for it for next year. So that you're constantly using it and you can extend the use of it.
I'm loving this because we got that for our Shay there last Christmas, the stamping press. So now the thing is, if you're thinking, well, and a lot of people have more than one, and if you want the case, and we are getting queues on the phone, John has explained, you know, we're probably not going to see these till early to mid next year because once that has gone, it's gone. I'm just talking about the case element. You're also getting the stamping press, which is invaluable if you're new to stamping, and as a tool, even if you're not and you haven't had one before. You're getting, which it comes with 2 magnets. You're getting 4 extra magnets as well, and again, John's going to explain. But the inserts, John, I'm intrigued. How many are we getting, and what are they for?
Right. So you get 10 acetate ones.
Yes, these are the clear ones with the red grid lines.
These are the clear ones with the grid lines, and you get a pad of 50 of the paper ones.
Right.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll show you lightly, but in my first demo, I'm going to go into them a little bit more to answer that question for you.
Yes, of course.
He says looking around, making sure he's got all the bits, because I haven't planned. Unlike me, if you look behind me, there are no demo packs planned.
No, there's no demo set up.
There's nothing. No. There's no. Oh, I'm going to show you this. Isn't this? This is all about what you guys want to see, and so I'll answer that. But very first thing is they fit the press.
I saw the corner cut out. I thought, oh, that's neat. Yeah.
So they fit the press, but also around the edge of the press to impress, you have imperial and metric. Yeah. Yes. Measurements. Okay, so what we went with, because we are in Britain, you know, so on the paper we have exactly the same measurements, and these are mathematically correct, which is apparently my favourite saying, says Sam. But it's so clever, because that means that we've got a grid line here. So if I've got a piece of card that I've cut, let's say that I've cut a piece of card to 14 centimetres, which is approximately 5.5 inches. Right, okay. Yeah? How would I know where the middle of it is to stamp in if I want to stamp in the middle? I would guess. Yeah. With your, I go, right, so I've gone 14, so half of that is 7, so there's the 7 line. Okay. And half of it is 7, so there is the very centre of that piece of card. But I'll show this in the demo of how I would use that. So you can stamp on them. Great one to do is if you do a lot of cards or you sell a lot of cards.
Yes.
If you've got a layout you like.
And you want it exact.
Stamp it onto here.
Yeah.
Laminate this.
Yeah.
Keep a file of them.
Ooh.
Then come back and go, right, I want to remake that one. You take the laminated out, put it in, put your stamps on where they were, pick them up with the lid, and you're ready to go again with the exact same thing.
That's a brilliant idea, especially if it's a popular bestseller.
Yeah, but the other thing I use these for, because we've put these on as an end of call, I think, as well.
Okay.
For anyone who wants refills. I use these for my, when I'm making frames with my nesting dies. Oh. Because if I want an exact, even, how do you get them even for a frame? It was a lady friend of mine, Sheila, who worked it out with this. If I follow the lines on here with the dies, I can, any shape, I can make sure I've got an even frame all the way around.
Spacing,
slap it on the card and cut it with that in. Then I've got a template for that frame.
And what are the clear ones about? I know you're going to go in more detail later, but so just very briefly.
Your clear one, basically, let's... I'll tell you what, I'll show you in the demo.
OK. It'll all become clear. It'll all become clear, because we've got a lot on the counter. I'm just getting entranced by, because I'm intrigued. £42.95, got £10 saving, 2 flexible payments of £21.48. Please don't miss out. It's a great gift idea for a crafter as well, 687496. Now, remember our happy hour deals, the texture paste. It's sold out, John. Oh, my gosh, that's it, under the counter. Sold out, darling. Well done, everybody, for acting so quick on that, because that was a fantastic bargain. Don't forget to check out your baskets. So if any bounce back, I will let you know. The droppers, well, it wasn't the droppers, it was the limited stock. They apply like, John was shown us the exact same thing with his droppers, but these are like a little, almost like a little brush application, we are now limited, act on that quick, and please don't forget to check out. If any bounce back for the texture paste, I'll let you know, 497230, limited stock. Right, daubers, oh, we need daubers, not just any old daubers, we need 40 daubers. These are fantastic, John.
These are so clever and useful. They genuinely are. You know, I keep going on about it every time, but they do wear out. And what I do is I buy a new set.
Oh, sorry, everybody.
And then with the old cases, I use them and put my finger blocks and my finger stamps in. And that's how I store them. But a finger dauber is so controllable because it fits on your finger.
Yeah.
Okay, but if, like me, you've got fat sausage fingers and it won't, you hold it like a pencil. And I finally got an ink blending tool that I can control. So if I bring a piece of card in, just quickly, I really struggle with them. So what I can do is I can control this with my finger, with the blocks, and I know, hey, I mean, I've done a show recently with these with Leonie on.
Yeah. And
she uses the wooden blocks with the blobby bit on the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And she can work with that, but even she said it took her a long time to learn it.
Right.
Anyone can pick up these, and if you can write with a pencil,
you can apply.
You can go with these.
And because there's 40, you can.
You have one per colour. If
yeah,
you like
exactly.
Me.
Apply to one colour.
If you're very naughty, you have one per colour.
But then there's always a bit left over. I mean, I can see you haven't applied anything on those, and you're just using the residue, aren't you?
This is what's left over of pigment ink that I had on these.
But isn't that a beautiful ombre effect? That's gorgeous.
But how much more controllable that is than any other ink blending tool. And it's different tools for different jobs. So I'll show you, again, in one of the demos, why we would use these and when we would use a brush.
Right.
Because it's having the right tool at the right time makes the difference.
There we go, £19.99. All comes in that fantastic case. And don't forget, that is reusable, as John was explaining. And again, you know, eventually, because it is the sponge, obviously a good durable one, that's really firm, actually. Sometimes they do eventually just wear away. So 40 of those. Oh, you see, I'm going in to try them on. Fantastic. 40 of those for £19.99, 826142. Now, I am intrigued, and I know John will go more into depth, so I'll try not to linger, because I've not seen this before. The stamp cleaning mat. This is what you just popped into your project case there.
It is.
What is this alchemy all about?
Right. I am going to go through my usual that don't clean stamps.
Right. No, I must admit, we're a bit lazy in our house for Shay.
We're
a bit rubbish.
Clean stamps. It's the worst thing you can do.
Is it really?
Yeah. A clean stamp, and I'm going to show you this in the demo again. A clean stamp will not give you as good an impression. If you think about when you're cooking, You know the pan, your frying pan you've got at home?
Old trusted
The old
pan.
trusted one that you wipe out.
It can start to look a bit...
That you don't scrub at.
Yeah.
That works
like
every time. Your wok.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you wash your wok, everything will stick to it.
You lose all that loveliness,
The stamps are the same. But we do need to, if you insist on cleaning your stamps, you want to use something like a stamp cleaning pad.
Okay.
And when you're changing colours.
Yeah.
So if I want to clean this stamp.
This is the best news ever, John.
Because I want to change colours, and that's when I do it.
Yeah.
What a lot of people will do is a lot of people will actually use a baby wipe.
Yes, I've seen it done.
And I've had so many discussions with people. It's very bad for the environment. That's fine.
Yeah.
We can ignore all of that if you want. But baby wipes have on them chemicals to make a baby's bum soft. Think about what they are and what they're for.
What they're for, yeah.
You're transferring those onto your stamp. And even the water ones have still got chemicals. You know when they say they're 99% water?
Yeah.
What's the 1%?
Yeah.
That's an emollient or something. It's really bad for your stamp, and it leaves fibres.
Oh.
So with a stamp cleaning mat, what you do is, and this is mine, so you can see how lovely and clean it is. Yeah. And I have been, this was washed about 6 weeks ago by Sam. But
So
I've
when you say
used
wash,
it since.
how do you wash?
You pull the foam out
And just
you
what?
stick it in your washing up liquid sink.
Okay.
Literally.
Oh, it reminds me of the foam mats that you paint with.
You've got the new version which has one corner missing to get it out easier.
Yeah.
I don't in mine, but I'm not going to change it to a new one.
Yeah.
Just because that. And all you do is literally rub
Your stamp.
your stamp on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, see that didn't stick to the block well?
No.
This is where I use mine the most. To clean the back of stamp to get the sticky back. But it's got thousands of microfiber brushes and hairs, so it gets all of the muck off the back of my stamp. I then dry it on the dry side.
On the lid, yeah.
Take it to my block, and there it's stuck to my block.
And you just squirt it with a bit of water.
And it's just a little bit of water, and then you close it.
I love this. You make me feel so good now about not cleaning stamps of shade.
You shouldn't clean them, but when you're changing colours, you often need to. So with the
Yeah.
finger stamps recently, I've had to change colour. So I just go one side, dry side, next colour.
It reminds me of those painting mats, you know, the painting, the feel of it. It's fantastic.
It just
Gorgeous.
feels really nice to sit and stroke
It does,
actually, doesn't it?
And I love the way it closes up nice and tidy there to pop in your project case there. £9.99 422 161. That's like the best news you told me all day, John, because we're rubbish at home for cleaning the stamps.
Don't clean your stamps.
Yeah, fantastic. Another great option here as well is our mat with our, what would you call these, like little, not pliers, the embossing set, the anti-static bag, which I see you use all the time, John. Your handy clips on a wee pole.
Are brilliant. This was really quite an old idea that people had forgotten about.
Yeah.
But when you are heat embossing, if you're heat embossing down on your desk, you get. Have you ever picked up heat emboss and seen that it's got water underneath on the desk?
No.
Condensation forms underneath.
Right.
It can pull the water out. That's happened to me a lot, but. And also you can burn your fingers.
Oh,
so
well,
you
exactly,
clip your paper with that, hold it on that, and then heat it in the air. It'll stop your card warping. It'll stop your card actually overheating and causing condensation, and it keeps your fingers away from the heat gun.
Yes.
You don't burn your fingers. And if you've got reduced dexterity, you use them to hold things to heat emboss.
Fantastic. It's the simple things. They're always the best ideas, aren't they, John? And then obviously the anti-static bag.
You wouldn't be without. Take the finger marks and the static off, so your powder only sticks where you stamp.
Where you stamp. And then our lovely heat-resistant mat for said embossing.
Yeah, for heat embossing, for doing painty things, they clean beautifully.
Drying with your heat gun.
And I'll be honest, I used to buy cheap kitchen liners to do that.
Yeah.
And I did it once for a workshop, and by the end of the day, I had to bin every one. These are a different weight and a different thickness to the ones that you get as like, because people said to me before, so I went and bought one. Oh, you can get them from the 99p plus a penny shop as kitchen liners.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
But it's a different.
But they're that word that starts in C and has a wrap in it, to be quite honest.
Right.
And they end up being bins, so these are thicker.
Yeah.
But that is great to protect your surface while you're heat embossing.
Yeah.
But also, we use them more at home when Sam's getting painty and messy everywhere.
And just anything with using your heat guns
because
for,
you throw it in the dishwasher.
No,
Yeah,
really?
a bit like your media mat.
That's fantastic. I'm loving this. Fantastic. £12.99 for that fantastic set. Great stocking fillers, great gift ideas for the crafter who you think's got possibly everything, or because the chances are they haven't, or they need more of something. It's 810056. Lots on the show. We're going to go straight to John, but do shop ahead on the web because we've got some lovely glitter cards and various paper trimmers and what have you as well. So, John, what are you going to show us for,
Right,
darling?
so I'm going to answer your question.
Yes.
But show something and show how it actually works.
OK, my darling.
Because this is a question that I know had been emailed to me before. So, what I'm going to do is we talked about having a piece of paper or card cut to 14 centimetres. Yeah? So I'm going to cut it to 14 centimetres in my guillotine, which is, you know, you've seen, well, this is carried around with me everywhere. I love that.
Yeah.
But I've got a piece of paper, and it is really important. I'll show you this. Look. This shows that the guillotine's right, but also that the press is right. Look, 14.
Absolutely.
14.
Spot on.
They match. And how many times have I trimmed card or put it into something? It is important to be... To me, it's important for things to be mathematically right because I'm lazy.
Right, OK.
So I don't want to be measuring and checking.
Yeah.
I don't actually bring with... In all of this kit here, and I need to solve this,
right.
I don't have a rule.
Right, OK.
So I don't have one to measure anything.
Yeah.
So I need every tool I'm using to be doing that work for me and do its job.
Yeah.
I expect it to. You know, people expect me to do my job. Now, with the magnets that come like this... Yeah?
Yes.
You put a bit of low-tack tape or washi tape and just put yourself a little tab on.
Oh, that's so easier to pick up,
Easier to pick up, and then when they do, this is one of my easy connects, but look, I can pull them apart.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Because essentially that's the problem, isn't it? They're so strong, they just attract to each other, don't they?
Completely. So let's say I want the leaping stag in the exact middle of this card.
OK.
So what I would do is I would have to judge it, wouldn't I, and go, right, so put it up to the corner, go...
You'd do it by eye, wouldn't you?
That looks about right.
Yeah.
But if I want it exactly right, what I do is I take the card out and it's 14 by 14. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Half of 14 is 7.
7.
So 7 by 7, that is the middle.
There's my centre
That
point.
is the exact centre
For our leaping
of my
stag.
piece of card.
Yeah.
So when I now pick him up and put my card back, he is now exactly in the centre of the card.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I've gone the centre of him in the centre, but it doesn't look like it. If we look at the card,
no, it looks
you can see
like
how long I've had my press a long time.
It's only because of...
But he is.
Yes.
But I've not centred him. But that's exactly right, because that's going to leave me space for a sentiment.
Yes, exactly.
So I've got him exactly right and even. So I'm going to stamp him, and I'm stamping him in VersaFine Onyx Black.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm stamping to watercolour, to shade or do anything, I use VersaFine. Yeah?
Yeah.
I know I had, and this is a question I'd actually had emailed message to me. A guy was really struggling, and I think his name was Dan, but I'm sorry, Dan, if I've got your name wrong, with a large stamp. So I will show that in a minute.
OK.
To stamp it. And what he was doing, he was using Stays On.
OK.
And Stays On, or Stays in Place as I use, is a solvent-based ink that's designed for use on plastic and glass and shiny surfaces.
Right.
It isn't designed to work very well on card.
Yeah.
It'll always be dry and it won't come out well.
Right.
So don't think of Stays On or Stays in Place as a stamping ink.
No.
It's a specialist. You want to be using VersaFine, and if you're using alcohol markers, Memento.
Memento. We've done whole shows, haven't we, with that?
Yeah, because I just wanted to promise. But look how clear and crisp that is.
Oh, look how beautiful that is.
And he's leaping, he's in the middle, he's even. But you see all of that detail. So, now, you said about the acetate one.
Yes, yeah. I'm confused as to... Okay. So I've understood the white for our centering and measuring and
Yeah, and cutting.
Yes.
But right, so I now want to put a sentiment on there.
Yeah.
And you remember I said about how I don't clean my stamps? Well, I'm actually going to use new stamps for the sentiment anyway.
Okay.
But I could easily mark it. But I've got these 3. So it's Magical, Christmas, Greetings.
Yeah.
How on earth, without making a mess of that, and how on earth am I going to get them in a straight line?
Nice and straight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, if something's hard, we get a tool for it. So I put that on now.
Yeah.
My card is even.
Exactly.
So we
bob
cut
on.
it to 14 in our guillotine. Yeah. We put that in the middle at 7. So I actually know as well that the middle of that card is there.
Right.
So what I can do is I've got magical Christmas greetings. So Christmas is in the middle, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's the 7 line. So that's where Christmas goes.
Okay.
Because I need it to be in the middle, don't I? And even, but can you see I'm resting it on that red line?
So you know it's nice and
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I've got magical. Well, I can rest that on that line, and look, what I'm doing is
Perfect
I've got
line.
a centimetre gap. So I can give this one a centimetre gap on the same line.
That's so good.
So that's actually, look, a little bit, I can see there, look, that's just under a centimetre, that's a bit more, so just move it along.
Yeah.
So now that is straight. This is the only way I can get a straight sentiment. And because of the way the press works, even if that moves, back in that corner,
Yeah.
and then simply
Ink you.
ink your stamp.
This is such a good idea. You don't realise you need it until you see it, John.
Magical Christmas greetings,
Oh my word! Look at that,
but
bob
it's
on.
straight.
And evenly spaced. How many times have we fallen foul of that when you're trying to use several stamps together?
One finger.
Yeah.
But you'd think that was in one line. I couldn't do that. I really, really couldn't. So
That's
what I'm going to
fantastic.
do now is put those back. Remember, John, always put your stamps back.
I should mention as well the Crafts 2 guillotine that you use. Forgive us, we've only just got it up on the screen, John, and I know you've always got it with you next year. I've seen it so many times. Size-wise, it's the perfect size. It's well, we've got different sizes, but this is the 8.5 inch, and it's $19.99. And what would you say are the benefits of having the Skelet guillotine, John?
You're either a guillotine boy or a paper trimmer girl.
Yeah.
It's the way I go. Some people love Leonie's a paper trimmer girl. She adores them.
Trimmer,
I
yeah.
do use mine, and I will show you a little bit later a couple of things I do with it.
Yeah.
I'm a guillotine person. The thing I love about this one is, listen to this.
It's so satisfying.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you know what that sound is? You know when you sharpen your knife at home?
Yeah.
You have a steel for it, don't you?
You do, yeah.
That is a steel.
Ooh.
So there, if I hold that up that way,
Yeah.
that has got the lines on it. That sharpens,
Oh.
when it goes down,
With every cut.
sharpens your blade.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we launched these in the Crafts 2 birthday, which was beginning of September last year. So obviously I had mine about 3 months before that to test.
Yeah.
So this is 18 months old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
always in my demo kit. So this
Yeah.
was used at the show I've just done 2 days of. This has been used on every show.
Yeah.
But one of the things is I want to show you is when you've stamped with black, we need to mirror it with black.
Yeah.
So I want a mat of black to go around
go
that.
with your reindeer,
Now
yeah.
this is a 300 GSM card.
That's thick.
Yeah. So this is a thick card, but if I cut this and the blade isn't true, it will fray. It will look bad. So, and you would try it first. So that's 14. So I go to 14.5 when I'm metric. 14.5. And there I've got no fraying on any edge. And it's exactly the right size. And to me, it's the accuracy. So there is a perfect, if I hold it up, you'll be able to see,
yeah.
mat for it.
Yeah. Fantastic. A clean,
So
sharp
it's
cut
clean,
each and every time.
Sharp
yeah.
cut, and it's in the right place.
Yeah. Fantastic. And like you said, you've got the measurements on there because you don't want to be measuring. It's doing the job it's supposed to do.
No, but one of the things I will do is I tend to make my my words I can never get right. I tend to make my own card blanks.
Yes.
Yeah. So this goes up to 6 inches.
Right.
Okay. So most people you would switch to a bigger guillotine at home.
Yeah.
Mine I can't be bothered to, or a paper trimmer. But if I want to make a card blank, yeah, this is where I use the large trimmer.
Right.
Certainly when I'm out. So, okay, I know that A3 card is 8 1/4 is half point.
Right,
inches.
okay.
So I can go to 8 1/4 inches. I've made so many. Okay. So then I can go like that. I can then take, and I need my thinner one. Let's take those, because I can't find my thinner one in there. We have something. Right.
To score your bone folder, yeah.
That has scored me a line exactly in the middle at 8 1/4. Okay. So I want a 7-inch card blank for that I've just made.
Okay.
And the guillotine only goes up to 6, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I know that it's actually, you chop 1 1/4 off.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So that's, yeah.
So I can do it one way, but I can't do it the other way, because obviously that's 6 and I want 7. Well, I can't go to 7, so I use my trimmer. So I'll use my trimmer and go, right, I want a 7-inch card blank, so in the same piece, 7-inch. I just wanted to show how you can use a combination. So that is 7-inch, and I know that I just need to lop 1 1/4 off this to make it 7-inch that way. So there's my 7-inch card blank, but I haven't needed a scoreboard.
No.
Or anything else. I'll grab my glue, and I would be using my fine one, but I know I need to fill it up. There's always something you're supposed to do before a show.
And it comes with so you have the large one there, John, and it comes with a small.
It comes with the mini paper trimmer, which is the one you take with you. You take that out with you on your crops and your shows and things. I actually use it myself for cutting my foil. It's the right length for cutting your foil for the Kaleido.
It's so good.
It's
so dinky.
June Helford Wells who told me that. She said it's perfect for cutting your foil.
Okay, yes.
So let me.
That's perfect. That's just so lovely.
So if I was, I know we're not Kaleidoing, but because I've been at a show, obviously I have everything.
Yeah, exactly. So that comes with a big one as well.
Yeah. So with a mini one.
And sometimes you just want a little trim. You just want to trim a bit of.
Yeah.
Sometimes we should sell those card ends. And
if I want some film foil for a project.
Yeah.
Look, pull it through. There's my foil cut perfectly.
Yeah, brilliant.
It doesn't cut well with scissors.
Yeah.
So little bits for little things, but I just, so handy.
That's so fantastic.
But again,
I've
had mine, as you know, for so long. But the other thing on the paper trimmers is we always have the blades on an end of call.
Oh, okay.
Because the biggest thing with paper trimmers is
they start to dull and blunt.
running out of them and not being able to get the blades anymore.
Yeah,
Plus, the same size blade fits both of them.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So you don't need to think what size. But there we go, really quickly.
How good does that look? How quick was that to do with all your tools?
That's straight and right and
that's
even.
Fantastic.
But that started out as a piece of A4 white, A4 black, and a piece of A3 white. Yeah. But the right tools mean you don't have to spend a fortune on mats and layers and everything cut and card blanks.
Beautiful. £21.98, and that is for your large and your small trimmer there, 073224. And then if you want the Kaleido machine starter kit, I'm dying to do a show like that with John. We have got it on the show. It's at the bottom of the screen, $99.99. I'm just going to mention the happy hour dropper inks, and then we'll mention those lovely stamps that John was just using as well. So this is a happy hour deal. My other one's sold out. We're down to single figures now. You've got 50% off, remember, everything. Wood, plastic, metal,
glass,
acetate, glass,
everything,
as well as your cardstock. An incredible pigment ink there, and the application is just like, I keep sort of saying like a little nail varnish brush, but that's exactly what it is. They are $9.99. You've got a 50% saving there. We've got down single figures there, so please don't miss out. 497230. The fantastic stamps. Now John was just using. Oh, we just had a technical sellout of right, okay. Well, it was nice seeing it while we could. They were the last 2 boxes. They literally just, as I've gone to it. So anyway, well done you. $11.99, you got both of those. 296703. If any bounce back, I will let you know. We do still have our lovely penguins. Yes, we do. And I've moved around the sample so I can show you lots of different ones as well. Let me just show you a couple of these as well, because these are gorgeous. 60% gone for the penguins. Great one to start with, as John was explaining, but even if you're experienced, doesn't matter. You've got those lovely worker stamps there, your little balloon, your snowflakes, you've got your sentiments there, Merry Christmas, and the ones John was just using to mix up there as well. And they've got such great character, even if you're just colouring in the scarves and the presents, you can make them very traditional or very funky. Cute, just really cute. Love these. 2/3 of the stock has now gone for our characterful penguins. How beautiful. Look at them. They're just, look at this one. Who did the beautiful sewing one, John?
Sam.
Sam, you're amazing, Sam. Big love to Sam if he's watching. He is watching. Of course he is. Silly question, Fiona.
I always ask him not to. I ask anyone I know not to.
He keeps us company, though.
Yes.
It's like they're with us, isn't it?
It is. Well, we do actually have the craft store on the on our Fire Stick. So he can play it in the craft cave.
Okay.
So if he's watching and I'm not there and it's Sunday, he'll be in the craft cave with it on.
With him,
because he'll be crafting away. He always is whenever I'm not there.
Ah, big love to us, Sam. What are you crafting, Sam? Let us know. What are you up to in the craft cave? What are you making? He's been bothered by us on the phone. That's what's happening. 15.99. 70% of the stock has gone of the lovely penguin set. 607474. Let's go to that fantastic stamping platform. If you've never had one, it's going to transform your stamping. I got one for my daughter, and honestly, between that and I'm going to get her this now, this stamping cleaning thing, just because we're useless. We don't clean the stamps. We're terrible. I blame her. She's only 8. Right,
she's right. She's not cleaning stamps. She is right, genuinely.
Shove that in the drawer. Now, you are getting the case. Now, John explained that we could be talking early to mid next year before we see the cases again. I appreciate it's part of the package, but that is brilliant. We've decided to call it the project case because not only can you put your stamping platform in there, you can put your cleaning pad, you can put your stencils, you could probably fit on the other side your little guillotine in there as well.
Well, I bet you could. You certainly get your little paper trimmer in there as well.
Lovely and deep. The carry handles. It's not a cover, it's a case. It's a functional case to carry and go. So you can pop everything you need in there, like whatever project that you're working on, and all the ample extras as well. You've got 4 extra magnets in there, as well as the 2 that come with a brilliant stamping platform that John's been using in the demonstrations. And the fantastic, what's the word for these, darling?
We just call them the acetate inserts. We never came up with a posh name for them because they just do the job they're supposed to do.
Brilliant. I'll just say like it is. And then you can get these as well. You get 50 of those as well. How many of the acetate inserts do we get, John?
10 of the acetate.
10 of the acetates.
50 of the paper, because you'll use so many more of the paper ones, because of course I'm notoriously bad for overstamping.
Yeah.
And if you overstamp onto your foam, and then you put a piece of card on it, marks it.
Yeah.
However, I think on the next show or the one after, we're going to have the foam replacements.
Oh,
so if anyone has damaged their foam or needs a new one, we will have the replacement pads, but it won't. It's not on this show. It will be on the next one, maybe Tuesdays, and if not, it'll be the one at the end of the month.
Good, thank you, John. But the papers are your lifesaver. If you want just extras of those, we've got those as an end of call as well. But you've got 50 of these in the set. 40% of the stock has gone. £42.95. 2 flexi-buy payments of £21.48. That's 687496. Remember, once it's gone, it's gone. This is the last one of our lovely 2-hour sessions with John until next year. 40 daubers now. You always need more daubers, new daubers. And what did you say you stored in the carry case after you put your finger stamps?
Finger stamps. We did the finger stamp blocks. Finger bobs. Finger stamps.
Okay.
And they're larger. They're like larger finger daubers.
Yeah.
In clear, but they don't have the foam on top, and they're designed to put little 1 centimetre stamps on. And I store all of mine in there already on the blocks. Rather than having to keep picking them up, the ones I use frequently, I store them in the case when I've gone through the daubers, which you do. I do workshops and they get wrecked. But I found it's actually cheaper to buy a new case. It's better value to buy a case with the daubers in than buy just the daubers to fill it.
Gotcha.
And as you're not wasting the plastic, I'm using it for something, then to me it works out as better value. But it's just such a great idea, and I know when I very first bought finger daubers years and years ago, they were like £4 or £5 for 4. Yeah,
you get them in little sets, didn't you?
You got them in little sets with someone famous's name on them.
4 or 5, yeah. That's brilliant. 40, £19.99. I've just figured out the lid. It's slidey, because that's the other thing that tends to...
so they can't. And trust me, I haven't broken my locks.
No.
And you know how I throw my things about.
It's the tabs, isn't it?
Yeah, they click off. Those don't, because they slide on. It's been great.
Brilliant. It's the little things, John. I love them. 826142. Now the stamp cleaner. I mean, this is this is the biggest revelation to me today. I'm like, oh, this makes me so happy. Again, the stamp cleaner, just don't be using the rough chemicals and emollients and that and ruining your lovely stamps, as John was explaining. Give it a rub on there, squirt with a bit of water, and then dry off on here, and you're good to go. It's really compact fibres in there. And this one's been designed with a little tab at the side, and then chuck it in your, what did you say, chuck it in your
sink?
The sink, just wash it
with
warm
water,
just wash
it in a bit of, I nearly said fairy liquid then, we're not allowed to. Washing up liquid.
Yeah.
So wash it in a bit of that.
Yeah.
And then you run it into clean water to take any chemical residue off.
Yeah.
The only thing you'll find is, no matter how well you clean it, when it's clean, it will never go back to white again. It will be black.
No. It's like paint pads, isn't it? They never do.
Yeah. Even when it's spotlessly clean, it will be black. And what you do with the top, because obviously the ink will dye the fibres.
Yes.
And it does. Certainly if you're using things like Stays-On, you'll never get them off.
Right.
If you're cleaning that. With the lid, you clean that by just literally like this, clipping it out.
Oh, I didn't realise that,
Clips
John.
in.
Oh.
It's really tight at first, but it does clip out.
Right.
And I've clipped mine out loads of times, to be honest. Well, I say I have.
Yeah.
Sam has.
Yeah, and then you pop that in the sink.
Pop it back in, pop that in the sink, dry that, and it's clean.
Excellent.
And you can see again how old mine is and lovely state it's in. But why would I replace it? It's a waste of plastic, it works.
Yeah, reusable.
So you buy it once, I mean, I have 2.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to be bad, I have 3, but that's me. But I have 1 to use for the shows and things like this. Then at home I have 1 to use for normal, and then I have 1 specially for alcohol Stays-On. And that I put some of the stamp cleaning liquid in. Okay. But I only use that when I'm using solvent-based inks. So it's very rare I use it.
That's handy to know, to maybe get the 2 then, maybe.
Yeah,
you don't have
it depends.
To, but...
If you do end up using things like the Stays in Place or Stays-On a lot, and you like to clean with a stamp cleaner, use a separate one for that from normal water cleaning stamps. Yeah. Because you want to leave clear stamps. They don't want to be in contact with stamp cleaning liquid for long. Oh. And you would only use a proprietary stamp cleaning liquid when you're using a solvent-based ink like the Stays in Place or Stays-On. Oh, right. Yeah. Don't, or you're using something like the flake and glitter glue, the indigo blue flake and glitter glue. For your normal inks, you do not need a stamp cleaning liquid, and stamp cleaning liquid over time can damage your stamps. So, you know, water and a pad.
Water and a pad.
Best for the environment, cheapest and easiest.
£9.99. Said it nice and brilliantly simple there, John. 422161, 60% gone. Crikey. They'll be gone by the time the show finishes. Sorry, Shay. Right, moving on to the heating mat, the embossing set. Yes, you've got your anti-static bag. I mean, you need several of these going on your desk, because I guarantee you put it down, you lose it, don't you? So you always need a few spare if you want that embossing powder to go where it's supposed to go. The brilliant clip tools, they're the handy clips. Brilliant to hold your materials there, so you're not burning yourself if you're embossing. And what else did you say it was brilliant for again, John? You said...
if you've got dexterity issues, trying to hold the edge of a piece of paper is very difficult. Yeah. Whereas the clip, and for some reason mine has seemed to have walked out of it. It's always there on every show. But literally, when that clip is on, and when it's held on like that, you know, you're not having to hold it, you're holding a big stick. It's so much easier to hold. It is, Definitely is.
And perhaps for placement of things as well. I know people use their tweezers, but sometimes to figure out where to place.
It's almost like having a reverse tweezer, because once it's clipped on, it's clipped on. Yeah.
And then we've got the resistant mat now. This is specifically designed, obviously, you know, for your heat guns, your heat embossing, and, you know, so you don't get the moisture John was explaining to us, which can happen with things that we think will substitute it and is cheaper. And also, for, you know, if you're splashing about with your paint. 810056 for that fantastic set. Oh, I haven't seen this. I'm excited. You see, Ombre glitter card. I know I'm going to love it straight away. I'm straight in there like a magpie. Tell me about the glitter card, John.
This is basically faux glitter card.
Ooh.
My absolute favourite thing to say is no glitter was harmed in the making of this.
So smooth.
Because there is no glitter in it.
No.
It is all done with a foil.
Wow.
It is the most sparkly glitter card I've ever seen. It die cuts like a dream, but there is no glitter in it at all. It is all fake.
That's fun. How?
And it feels like silk because it's done with a foil. And it's a foil. It's a silvery foil that is added over the printed ombre to give you that beautiful changing colour, but with it all being glitter card.
That's amazing.
So I almost underplay it when I say it's fake. It's not. It is glitter card, but no glitter. It's glitter card with no glitter in it.
That's so smooth to the touch.
Yeah, it literally feels like velvet or silk, doesn't it?
That's magic, John. This is a pad of magic.
If you're glitterphobic, this is the one you want.
Glitterphobic. You've got 4 sheets of each. I'm trying to show you all the colours here. Look, the ombre effect is phenomenal. So if you just want a specific section, or you do want that lovely transition, this is beautiful stuff. 24 sheets there. Each one absolutely beautiful. Fantastic. What a pad of magic there. $14.99 030633. I've never seen such goodness. The penguins proving very popular. Limited stock now. Please check out your basket 607474. And don't forget, keep your emails coming. We are collating all the questions. We will be firing them at John soon. We've had one in actually from Christine, but please just limited on those penguins now. 607474. Don't miss out. Christine's emailed in. She's got a stamping platform, John, but she's wondering what is the difference between the platform and the blocks. What's the advantage?
Your platform, the easiest and quickest thing to do is, if I grab a piece of card, okay, so you will use both. I do use both. The difference with a platform is, let's say I'm going to take one of the penguins. So I'm going to use one of the large penguins, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the classic platform mistake that I have always done, because this is what I used to do with a block, right? Okay, so I'm going to ink that and stamp it, yeah? I've missed
a bit.
half of him, yeah? So I ink where I've missed, or ink the whole thing, and he's full. Yeah, great, that's your platform. But I also want to put some little stars and things around him with that stamp.
Yeah.
But what a faff is it? If I put that there, pick that up.
We may have to come back and revisit this,
ink,
John.
Go,
yeah.
And then move it, and look.
You've missed again.
Yeah, what I do is, I put that onto a block.
And now you can repeat and go. And also you're not touching said penguin, are you?
I'm not. So that's why I use the blocks as well to highlight, but I always stamp it even with a block inside my platform.
I'm going to pause you there, John, because I reckon there's a few more. I don't know, I could be wrong, in case there's anything else you want to tell us in answer to Christine's question, because that was a brilliant question as to why we would potentially need both, or what are the benefits of either. Don't go anywhere. We will continue, and we'll be straight back after this brief interlude.